Hare Krishna Shamagori Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you Mataji for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you Mataji for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Sundarangi Radha Devidasi from India. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Sundarangi Radha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you Mataji for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna devotees. Is there anyone who would like to introduce in the call today? Okay. I welcome everyone for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are really fortunate to have His Grace
Samik Rishi Prabhu.
Samik Rishi Prabhuji to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam 8.1.17 and 18. Before I hand over to call to the Prabhuji, I would like to hand over the call to Mataji, Sundarangi Radha Mataji for the brief introduction. Hare Krishna Mataji, over to you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much for your wonderful seva Mataji, and thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to serve. So Hare Krishna dear devotees, here is a brief introduction about today's speaker. Today's speaker is His Grace Samik Rishi Prabhu. Prabhuji is a disciple of Srila Prabhupada. Being a doctor by profession, he has done immense services to the devotee community and served the society by donating for lots of projects. For example, he donated the deities in Philadelphia temple, and he made 3,000 temple units that serves as an altar in the villages. He also served as temple president of ISKCON, New Jersey for 15 years. He is known for his simplicity and humility. He is now an initiating guru in ISKCON. Here it was a brief introduction about Prabhuji. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, over to you.
Thank you, Mataji, for the brief introduction on Samik Rishi Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhuji, for giving your valuable time and association in this Bhakti Sangha conference call. We are really fortunate to hear from you on this topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. Over to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Please accept my gratitude for not just the introduction, but giving me opportunity to speak on this important Bhagavatam verses. So as you described, we will be talking about the Manus administrators of the universe, that is Canto 8, Chapter 1, text number 17 and 18. But before I go on those texts, just prior introduction about this topic, the Manus. So this is the discussion between Parikshit Maharaj and Sukadeva Goswami. So Sukadeva Goswami, and they have been discussing for many chapters, but he wanted to hear about the Manvantars. There are many avatars. And so Manvantar, and that is the period, it's a kalpa is 1,000 Chaturyugis, that is 1 day of Brahma. And 1 day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus. So about 71 Chaturyugis. When they pass, that is the reign, that is the administrative part of the Manus. So it is about the Swambhu Manu. That Swambhu Manu is the son of Brahmaji. And so he produced Manas Putra, like Sanak, Sanatan, Sanandan, Sanat Kumar, 4 Kumaras, Narad Muni, Lada Shiva, and many other rishis. But most of them, they refused to produce any children, and the whole earth planet was empty. So his duty was to fill up, so they could enjoy or suffer the reactions of their past karma. So before Brahma's day start, like people are staying and with Mahavishnu, and then they are born, and the body is given to them. So we are children of Mahavishnu, or Krishna, you could say, but the body is given by Brahma. So Brahma, you may say creator, but he is a secondary creator. And Brahma, then Vishnu is the one who takes care of them, Palan Karta, and Shiva is the destroyer. So this chapter talks about this different Swambhu Manu, and Swambhu Manu, these are from two sides of the body of Lord Brahma. From right side came Swambhu Manu, from left side came Shatarupa. They both were married, and then the progeny started from this male and female. So everybody, Swambhu Manu and Shatrupa, they have had 5 children. Somewhere it gives only 4. But 2 sons, Maharaj Privrat was the elder one, and Maharaj Uttanpad was the younger. But Maharaj Privrat wanted that he does not want to rule, although he was eldest son, but he refused to take that position of ruling the kingdom as a Manu, as a whole planet. Then there are 3 daughters. 3 daughters were Akuti, Prasuti, and Dehuti. Dehuti was married to Kardam Muni. Akuti was married to another Prajapati. So these 2 Ruchi Prajapati that she was married to. And then all the children are what we see, the progeny. They are from these 5 children's, means the Swambhu Manu, Shatrupa, and then his 5 children. Then they all more and more progeny came. Daksha Prajapati produced many, many children later on, that is son of Brahma directly, second time. So in this way, so at a young age, this Swambhu Manu realized that after having the children, that my job is done, I should be engaged in tapasya, austerity. So he went and is standing for 100 years on one foot, that is also slightly touching to the ground. And so this austerity, when any time like these austerities happen, the demons are also there at the same time. Now you may say where the demons came. I will call you later on. Okay. So these demons are, so they came, these Rakshasas or Asura, that is all the time there, where there are devotees, there are demons also. So these demons, and they wanted to devour him. They were hungry and want to eat him away while he was standing. But at that time, he was meditating, he was doing meditating on the form of the Lord and glorifying the Lord. So when so they destroyed them by means Krishna helped him to destroy all this demonic tendency. So whenever there is a that you are meditation, chanting the holy name, remembering Krishna, glorifying Krishna, if these things happen, automatically he protects. That is, whether we have full of desires, akama, sarva kamava, moksha kama udardi, tivrena bhakti yogena, yajit purusha param. So one should worship yajit, means that you worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead by chanting, by distributing this knowledge to the others, or by prasada, in many, many ways that we could do, please the Supreme Lord. So in this way, Swambhu Manu was protected from getting devoured by these demons. So that is being described now about here. So we'll be reading, there are 2 verses, very small, purpled on the second verse. Sri Shukavacha iti mantropanishadam vya. But before that, we will just pray to the Supreme Lord. So we could give something that is tangent, or that is one can take home some instruction from these verses. Om Agyantimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagada Ravana Tanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visha Kanvitam Sha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishamanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Namo Mahavadannaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratushe Nama Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Krapa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Nama Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So this text number 17, Sri Shukhovacha. Iti mantropanishadam vyaharantam samahitam draštva sura yatudhana jagdum abhya dravan shudha. Translation. Sukdev Goswami continued, Swayambhu Manu was thus in a trance, chanting the mantras of Vedic instruction, known as the Upanishads. Upon seeing him, the Rakshasas and Asuras, being very hungry, wanted to devour him. Therefore, they ran after him with great speed to eat him away. The text number 18. Tans tathav sitan vikshya yagya sarvagato hari Yamahi paribrato dever hatva shasat trivis vistapam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Supreme Lord Vishnu, who sits in everyone's heart, appearing as Yagyapati, observed that the Rakshasas and demons were going to devour Swayambhu Manu. Thus the Lord, accompanied by his sons named Yamas, and by all the other demigods, killed the demons and Rakshasas. He then took the post of Indra and began to rule the heavenly kingdom. Purport. The various names of the demigods, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Lord Indra, and so on, are not personal names. They are names of the different posts. In this regard, we understand that Lord Vishnu sometimes becomes Brahma or Indra when there is no suitable person to occupy this post. This is important to understand in these two verses that we read, and that how Krishna saves his devotees from the hands of the demonic tendency or from the hands of the demons, or how your own body has demonic side also to enjoy this material world. So how Krishna protects, this gives us not only awareness but confidence that there is Krishna. He is sitting with us in every respect. And at any time, like they were rushing to him. These demons were rushing to him to eat him away. But nonetheless, Krishna, means Vishnu, along with his demigods, they came This Kali is personified. He comes and then he
Like Prabhuji got
Hare
disconnected.
Looks like Prabhuji got dropped off.
Yes, Mataji. Anybody connecting? Ramaguri Mataji, is there any way to connect with Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji, she's calling Prabhu.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. What happened? Prabhuji's the device he was joining, it was not charged and it got discharged and he suddenly got cut off. So he's joining from his phone.
Okay, okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Are you still on mute, Prabhuji?
Are you okay?
Yes,
Can
yes,
can you hear now?
yes, Prabhu.
Okay. So we were talking about this Swambhu Manu, Mother Shatrupa, and their childrens, and how so Shatrupa had son by and these two sons and Uttanpad and Maharaj Privrat, and three daughters, and that was Akuti, Prasuti, and Devahuti. And then Devahuti had a son, that is Kapil Dev, that he read about them in the third canto. And Akuti had a son Yagya Purush. So Yagya was his name. That is also personality of Godhead. But I was talking about this our in our life there are two things always, that lamentation and hankering. So I was talking, I would like to speak on that particular topic. It's a very so what this lamentation means, that if we have something, if it got lost, that is called lamentation. And hankering, that we desire something. Desire is the main problem that we have. If we desire something to enjoy our senses, we get trapped into the material world. We suffer whatever we desire. It's a juice. I was in Disney World. We wait for two hours in a line, and then later on, it's a some ride or whatever we see. It's hardly for 1 minute or even sometime less, sometime maybe 1.5 minutes. But for that, we have to stay, wait in the line with hot weather. And in the material world also, we spend so much time in gathering things, and when those things come, we cannot enjoy. And but rather than this is material thing, bhautik side. And but if we have spiritual desires to serve Krishna, because that is our eternal position, is to serve Supreme Personality of Godhead, Jivara Swarupa, Krishna Nitya Das. Eternally we are servant of Krishna. And so we are losing every minute everything. So lamentation is always there. And hankering, we just hanker and then we lament, hanker and lament. So those two things, that is hankering, and Hindi we may call it ichha or shok se pare. We have so many desires. That is desire, that is kamna. Kam. Kam is desiring something. And that keeps us in this material world. Uh, and we always lose, just like we might be a little child. And now we become 20-year-old. So 20 years are gone. So we lost 20 years of our life. So everybody's life is fixed, and death is fixed. One date we will be born, and then we go rotate for so many lifetimes, unless some, except a guru or by mercy of the Lord, you have some piety, some, then you will come in contact. uh, ब्रह्मांड भ्रमित कौन भाग्यवान जीव गुरु कृष्ण प्रसादे पाए bhakti lata beej, that you develop a seed of devotional service by rotating in this material world for uh, so many lifetimes. So same enjoyment, eating, sleeping, mating, defending, that is there in every lifetime. Every odd 8.4 million species, they enjoy or suffer those things, but the enjoyment is such a uh, tiny, puny, uh, but somehow the desire still remains there. Desire do not go unless we come in contact with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The desire or seed of that, if I do this, I will be happy. But we are not even the body. Happiness is of the senses, happiness of the mind. So these five senses and mind, they are like six co-wives which are pulling the soul from different direction, and soul is suffering, but he thinks he's enjoying. They love me. There is really no love in the material world. It's actually, it's just vasana, kamna, that we feel that it will give me pleasure. But pleasure is not there. It goes away from us. But our soul would be, if soul is happy, soul becomes happy in connection with the. Uh, can you hear? Everything is okay?
Yes, Prabhuji, everything is okay.
Okay. So, what is the greatest thing is this, like Krishna consciousness and Sharir consciousness, bodily consciousness. Because we think that I am the body, that is our greatest enemy, that consciousness that we are the body. And so how we could clean this body, this consciousness? This Krishna, we say International Society for Krishna Consciousness, but we are, most of the people are bodily consciousness, Sharir consciousness. So we think of that. And so that consciousness, that is our basic wrong things in us. If somehow we understand that I am not the body, I am the spirit soul, although people say that I am the spirit soul, but they make it so much contaminated or covered up by so many thoughts which are coming from by seeing, by hearing by our ears, or by tasting, or by touching, or by smelling. So we somehow or other we contaminate our soul. You may say soul is part of Krishna. It is completely cleaned. But cheto darpana marjanam, that is, it needs to be cleaned. That our mirror means it's a, you may say, chitta. Chitta is contaminated. Chitta is like a covering of the soul, and it's like a screen, parda. This is cinema. In movie, there are reflections, they come, and it absorbs all those what is coming in, and we think that that is really, but there are we when we remain in the body of Mahavishnu, at that time also our thoughts are not gone, although we are in Mahavishnu, our thoughts are still in Sushuptavastha, in a sleeping condition, just like we are sleeping or a dream. So either we are in a dream or we sleep in Mahavishnu. Then when we are born, then we sleep, there is a dream. Whether it is a deep sleep or superficial sleep or dreaming state, still there is a dream. In the daytime also, we are dreaming of uh, again that I want these things, I will be able to enjoy these things, and those enjoyment never comes enjoying and suffering, lamentation and hankering. So we are talking about these two things, and Srila Prabhupada always talks about these verses. Dehinosmin yatha de kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantara praptir dhiras tatra namoyate. So dehinosmin, dehino, dehe means the one who possesses the deha. Dehina, that is the one who possesses the deha. Deha means this body, that is the soul. So we have to understand about the soul. And the soul accepts another and another bodies. Soul is moving. That's why soul is. That's why we think that we are walking. We are really dead all the time. Even now also we are dead. We are alive, or we are moving, talking, speaking, relating to each other. It is because of the presence of the soul. So soul is the active principle, but we don't want to understand this. We have to understand. So uh, we have to understand soul, and we could understand our relationship with the soul only when we are in Krishna consciousness. So unless we are in Krishna consciousness, our desires would never go away. Even you put everything, uh, you give everything, whatever is there to enjoy, but one would not be able to enjoy, because soul is eternal. Soul needs something that increases it's all the time. Anandam buddhi vardhanam pratipadam. Every step, one wants to increase that ananda or bliss, not just a little, little juice, for few seconds that we get. And then again we get, want to change that because we don't become happy. Then we want to have, so we change the positions, like this one ride. And means why I'm talking about that, because recently I just came back yesterday only from the Disney World. This flight or this ride, then another ride, and that does not give you happiness, because children were with me, my children and grandchildren, so they wanted to see all this, and I also went there. But really, there is no enjoyment. Same thing, material world, we change from one to another, but there is no enjoyment, because soul is eternal, and those things are just temporary. Temporary means wasting your whole life and getting a little juice or little happiness of not the soul, happiness of the senses, which is very, very temporary. And so many songs are written uh, about that this Bhaktivinoda Thakur and uh, has wrote so many songs about this. So Dehinos mean yatha dehe, that we go from one body to another, just to enjoy. Because why we get changes the body, why there are 8.4 million species of life, is because we have 8.4 million desires. And to satisfy them, Krishna gives you opportunity that just, okay, test this, take this. Will it satisfy you? But no, none things then satisfy unless we come when in a human body. Athato Brahma Jigyasa, when we take the human body, then we should inquire about this, about the real truth, our Sambandha Gyan. Sambandha means we have a relationship with the Supreme Lord. And what that relationship is, unless we know that, we can never be satisfied. We can never satisfy the soul. Our main satisfaction is of the soul, and that is comes by connecting with the Supreme Soul. And that is what Krishna consciousness is. That how so there is so many institutions, Prabhupada says, but none of the universities. They talk about our universities, they talk about the soul or happiness of the soul. People, they nowadays there are so much suicidal tendencies are there. They think that by suicide our problems will be over, but problems will never be over. Why a problem would never? Because again the body is the soul would take another body, and you may remain in a ghostly body for the time period that you should not have died, because there is a death is at a certain time, and we kill ourselves. Prior to that, we have to remain bodiless, because Krishna is giving us the body. So you could test the enjoyment or your desire, but desires are never fulfilled, because it is desire of the soul can be only fulfilled. So bhaja hore mana Sri Nandanandana Abhaya Charanar. It could give us Abhaya or freedom from any kind of anxiety, lamentation. So main thing is the soul, and that's what. So we could be free uh, from this Krishna Bhavanamrata, Krishna consciousness. That is the main object. That's what Prabhupada wanted to give. He was doing so much at old age. He could remain in his Vrindavan Dham, in his home happily, but he took so much trouble sleeping hardly 2 hours, traveling 14 times around the world. Why he did that? Because of the compassion. So compassion is also necessary. People are so compassion means bringing other souls to the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, teaching them about Krishna consciousness. And there is some Dhruv Maharaj was the son of Maharaj Uttanpad. So Dhruv Maharaj also like had some desires. He wanted to become greater than his position, greater than his great grandfather, that is from Brahma. And Krishna fulfilled that desire. But he came in contact with his mother, was the first teacher, and then it was Narad Muni who directed him to chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and with deep concentration. And we could learn. And then when the Lord appeared before him, uh, for 6 months he was meditating, and then he developed the knowledge automatically, and he prayed to the Supreme Lord. So out of 12 prayers that he has made, Dhruv Maharaj made, that is given in fourth canto, that one can look those prayers. But I will read about four of them out of 12 prayers that he has made. And we could learn many, many things about this lamentation and hankering. That is what this Rajkumar, that is Dhruv Maharaj, he is giving us the direction about the how that spirit soul. And direction is chanting and also praying to the Supreme Lord, glorifying the Lord. Glorification of the Lord, it cleanses our chitta, it cleanses our covering of the soul. And so that is first prayer is, I will just read just the little translation. Dhruv Maharaj said, "My dear Lord, you are all powerful. After entering within me, you have enlivened all my sleeping areas, senses, my hands, legs, ears, touch sensation, life force, and especially my power of speech. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto you." So when we become Krishna conscious, then we are really sleeping or dreaming at this stage. But when we become Krishna conscious, then our all the senses of the Soul also has the senses. Although soul is 1/10,000 part of the tip of the hair at this time, but soul is every activity. Soul is walking, then we also walk. Like we have a coat, and when the body walks, then the coat also walks along with that. So when the soul walks, then our body also walk. Body means that is a covering. So our all the senses, spiritual senses, gets enlivened, and so he's paying his respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Lord. And there are 12 prayers, but this prayer, the next prayer that I wanted to, oh my master, Lord Brahma is fully surrendered unto you. In the beginning, you gave him knowledge, and thus he could see and understand the entire universe. Just as a person awakens from sleep and visualizes his immediate duties, you are the only shelter of all persons who desire liberation, and you are the friend of all who are distressed. How, therefore, can a learned person who has perfect knowledge ever forget you? That a person who is learned means he wants to learn about Krishna consciousness. Not that learned means these degrees that you have. That is not really learning. That is again, most of the people who are more and more learned, even Prabhupada, that a person who is too much in the materialism or accumulating matter, then to get him into Krishna consciousness is very, very difficult. Like it is difficult to put an elephant through the eye of the needle. The same thing that a person who is too much opulent, uh, filthy, they call it filthy rich. Means it is a filth. You are rich. I'm not saying, but everything they have to understand that this all everything belongs to Krishna, and everything should be utilized for Krishna. Nothing is ours. Whole thing, everything is created, our own body, our intelligence, our mind, everything is created by the Supreme Lord, and it is for his use. If we uh, use more than what is necessary to keep our body and soul together, then we get entrapped into the bodily consciousness, and we can never satisfy the bodily consciousness. The consciousness can never be satisfied unless our consciousness turns into Krishna consciousness. So this is his prayer, that how a learned person who has perfect knowledge ever forget you. Means we should always remember Krishna and never to forget him. That is the main instruction. The next prayer that Prahlad Maharaj is making, not Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruv Maharaj, a prince, how he's, and then he's giving us the guidance. So all these prayers are there for us to learn. Krishna comes in so many forms, like so many, like Rama and even Krishna himself, to teach us by their own life, by their own life examples, by their own relationship with so many other people, like Maryada Purushottam Lord Ram. So what Ram has done, how did he give shelter to Vibhishan? How did he kill to this demon Ravan and his whole uh, dynasty? So how these things, how should we have relationship with their own mothers, spouse, or children? So all these things we learn that is there in Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, they are the main scriptures. If we could introduce this to the children from very beginning of their life, then they will keep it. That's why there are more devotees who are young in Krishna consciousness movement. Or once bodies become stiff, like then they would not take, or it would be very difficult to take. But at any stage, whatever one may be, if they could take to Krishna consciousness because of their piety or because of their uh, somehow they have done something good, uh, then they could get this seed easily, and they could go further if they have a good association. So the prayer that Dhruv Maharaj is made, persons who worship you simply for the sense gratification of this bag of skin. That is, uh, this is a whole thing in our body, we think that sense, but it is a bag of skin, charma buddhi, like a charmakara. So that is our that we think that that is enjoyable, certainly influenced by your illusory energy. Now, why this illusory energy? Illusion means like we think that there is enjoyment in the material world. If I put my senses into the sense objects, I will be happy. But it is like a mirage, like a deer runs towards the uh, place like where there is, they think that there is a nice clean water, but he never gets that clean water because it's just because of the reflection in the sand of the sun rays that it seems there is water. He runs and then dies. And same thing, we runs about the sense objects, but and we die, but never satisfied. We are never satisfied by these sense objects because same thing is there in every life, and we have been going through the uh, uh, same thing to obtain: eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. These four things. But our real problems are although we pray into the womb of the mother that please get me out, but then we forget again. So this forgetfulness means not being Krishna conscious is there in all the living beings. How it could be is to come in touch with a spiritual master or with a guru or with a advanced devotee and learn from him. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevate. So upadeshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinam. So these foolish people, they want, because they are influenced by the Krishna's uh, illusory energy, external energy. That is also, you may call it Maya. So Maya wants to test us. Are we strong enough? Are we, means it gives you impetus to not that we can win Maya, only until we take shelter uh, of Krishna. We cannot cross over the Maya because Maya has taken shelter of Krishna, but we have forgotten him. Maya is Dasi of Krishna. She never looks even, she never comes. If there is Krishna, uh, that's why Prabhupada is writing, where there is sun, there is no darkness. Where there is darkness, uh, कृष्ण सूर्य सम माया है अंधकार. जहाँ कृष्ण तार नहीं माया अधिकार. So Maya cannot come when there is Krishna. So Devi Esha Gunamai Mama Maya Durate. Mameva ye prapadyante Maya metam taramtite. But if you surrender to Krishna and surrender to Krishna and Kali Yuga, it is easy, is to just chant always the names of the Lord. Any name you may take, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In spite of having you, this is Guru Maharaj is praying, who are like a desired tree and are the cause of liberation from birth and death. Foolish persons such as me desire of benedictions from you for sense gratification, which is available even for those who live in hellish condition. I mean, same thing, eating, sleeping is available even in the hellish planet, even Nark Loka, anywhere, any species of life. So if we desire for Krishna, and then you may say that are there 8.4 billion species are not there? They are there, but in pure Shuddha to please Krishna. There are all the species and everything is there in the spiritual kingdom, but it is not, does not contaminate us, but it is to serve Krishna. Krishna loves cows, Krishna loves squirrels, Krishna loves everything, and we serve him. Krishna likes different kinds of food. So one may become, a living being may become, just say Rasgulla or anything, for to give pleasure to Krishna. And that is the perfection of life, is to give pleasure to Krishna. Always do anything that you do uh, to please Krishna, and don't do anything that is displeases Krishna. And always think that he is the doer, he is everything, and we depend on him completely. And we think that I am doing, I am the doer, me and mine, mama, and uh, that is me and mine, whatever is mine, me, and that is what is keeps us into the material world. Everything belongs to Krishna, and I also part of it. I am also belong to Krishna. I am yours, my Lord. You please protect me from this your illusory energy. And Krishna will, by his mercy, just like by the mercy of when this uh, he was praying, and then naturally, when he was doing this, Manu, Swambhu Manu, then he could have been devoured, but then by mercy of the Lord, he was this. All the demons or Rakshasas were killed. So same thing, we have Rakshasas of material desires. They are also Rakshasas or Asuras. And this Asura Pravati would be gone, or desiring to enjoy, that will also be gone by the mercy of the Supreme Lord. So the one more prayer that is done out of these 12 prayers is Dhruva Maharaj continued, O unlimited Lord, kindly bless me so that I may associate with great devotees who engage in your transcendental loving service constantly. So that is very, very important that साधु संग सर्व शास्त्र का है, लव मात्र साधु संग सर्व सिद्धि है. That just by love mat means just by nimesh, like closing our eye, that much time, if we associate, then a sadhu will put a seed in the heart of a devotee, and that seed would fructify if you water it. Watering is like chanting the holy name of the Lord. This Ajamil had association with the prostitute. Even he just saw for few minutes or few seconds, and he was contaminated for 85 years age. But because he was a devotee, so whatever you do is never lost. And then some saintly men came and they told his wife that please give the name of your son as uh, like Narayan. So he gave the name Narayan, and that protected him, that giving the name. So love matra sadhu sangha sarva siddhi hai. That it will liberate you, free you. Liberation does not mean to merge with the Lord. No, that is not liberation. Liberation is to engage in loving devotional service to the Lord. That is the real liberation. I may associate with your devotees who engage in your transcendental loving service constantly. As the waves of a river constantly flow, such transcendental devotees are completely situated in an uncontaminated state of life. Uncontamination means we want to enjoy the senses and bringing the sense object. So you may say that you should not we enjoy spiritual bliss, like you go to temple here, here so much, like there were 6 hours of kirtan in Alachua. And it was so nice melodies, and one wants to stay there or listen to them or engage in that uh, singing along with them or hearing them. Either you sing or you hear, it's the same thing. Taking prasada along with the devotees, and your talks are different than the Gramya Charcha, which is outside in the material world. Talk about some person, describe their, oh, he had done this wrong, thinking, seeing so many wrong things, and other devotees. But yes, there are Rakshasas. You just protect yourself and keep yourself aloof rather than criticizing or talking about them, because that will also contaminate our mind and our chetna or chetodarpan, that will become more dirtier by thinking about others and others' wrongdoings. So you do your sadhana just like that's why uh, great saintly people, they go out of their town or city, or even he had so much mind contaminated, Dhritarashtra. But Vidur came that you are eating in the house of the person who killed your all the 100 sons, and you are eating at their home like a dog. Get out of here. And so he went along with Vidur to the Himalayas for meditation. Gandhari also went. Later on, Kunti went. And when all the Pandavas saw that their uncle has gone, then they also left on that path. So what I am saying, that seeing one saintly person, Vidur, like Vidur, then so many people were liberated. Narad Muni liberated so many people. And liberation means to engage in devotional service, not getting opulences or Sayuj Mukti or merging. And even beyond uh, not a Swargalok also, but beyond this Vaikuntha, you go to Krishna Lok. And that is also part of the Vaikuntha, but topmost part. And we really belong. Actually, we are children of Krishna. We are part and parcel of Krishna. And our aim should be, it is innate, built in us to go back home, back to Godhead, to enjoy with Him. But that enjoyment propensity is there because Krishna has given us some freedom. And misuse of this freedom, that is Krishna is Swarat, or is completely, and we have little independence, and we misuse that independence, and we choose, rather than Krishna, we choose this his external energy, and we are trapped into this external energy, and we could be only out by coming in contact with some devotee. And that's how Prabhupada started this movement, and he prayed. I think you have, in the beginning of this, in this book, he has prayed, and it's very, very nice. I think in the summary, you might have read already, but I would like to read that again uh, to his spiritual master, and he is giving. So Prabhupada is writing in this chapter 1, that is what we are reading, administrators of the universe, the Manus, they are the administrators. So he prayed on, that was praying was on 1935, when his divine grace was staying at Radhakund. I went to him, that Prabhupada is saying him from Bombay. At that time, he gave me many important instructions in regard to construction of the temples and publishing books. He personally told me that publishing books is more important than constructing temples. Of course, those same instructions remained within my mind for many years. In 44, he started bringing back to God. And then 58, he started Srimad Bhagavatam, this first canto in 3 volumes. When 3 parts of the Srimad Bhagavatam had been published in India, he came in 65 to United States. I'm continuously trying to publish books as suggested by my spiritual master. So publishing books is not but reading and absorbing those thoughts. Not that, yes, you distribute books. Prabhupada always said that you distribute books, distribute, but at the same time, you should understand, you should read also and should understand and should try to learn by going to some elevated devotee. So so Krishna book is the summary of the 10th canto. Is 8th canto, 9th canto, 10th canto, 11th canto, and 12th canto are yet to be published. So on this occasion, therefore, I am praying to my spiritual master to give me strength to finish this work. I am neither a great scholar, he never gave credit to him, nor a great devotee. Neither a scholar, not a great devotee. I am simply a humble servant of my spiritual master. And to the best of my ability, I am trying to please him in publishing these books within the with cooperation of my disciples. In so far, scholars all over the world are appreciating this work. So he never gave credit that he's such a scholar person, he's a famous person. This these things, um, enjoying the senses like women, wealth, this prestige, or people they glorify you. They are all blocks or hindrances in our devotional service to the Supreme Lord. So we have to remove this contamination which we have created in our heart. So these are the descriptions. So from this Manu's life, we learn. And Manu, these positions are demigods, even Brahma, Indra, Shiva. That is just the officiating post, like prime minister or minister or this department, but that are not the persons. This Manu is just a post, but then there is Swayambhu Manu, Swarochis Manu, Yagya Purush. So there are different Manus and different, their names are there. So that was the prayer, and we talked about that who contamination that happens. The problem is lamentation and hankering, and we could be free from lamentation and hankering by somehow uh, getting in touch with a devotee. Some another little bit topic that we'll talk that we should be how Hanumanji is Bhakti and Shakti. So really the real friend of Lord Ram was, although he was a devotee, he never told, but that was he would ask him also. When uh, Vibhishan came, then everybody said, no, he is a brother of Ravan, our enemy. So don't keep him in our camp. He will send some messages to his brother to protect. But Hanumanji said that no, uh, he is a devotee and he should be. So just Lord Ramchandra wanted to test. And he said that one, whoever surrenders unto him, whoever it may be, he will uh, whoever surrender, naturally he will become free, liberated. He gave him the kingdom of Lanka, right? At that time, he put a tilak that you will become the next king. And then somebody asked him that if Ravan comes, what you would do? He says, I will give my kingdom of Ayodhya to Ravan if he surrenders. The main thing is surrendering. Surrendering. Anukulasya sankalpa, that is Sharnagati. Pratikulasya varjanam, Rakshasati, that Krishna will protect me, Rakshasati, that we should full confidence that Krishna will protect. And that should be there in every step of life. That never think, never. So this lamentation, hankering would go away if we have a full faith that Krishna will protect me from this material world. And then your all the fear and anxiety and depression or suicidal tendency will go away. People become so much anxious that how my life would go on, what would happen. Children don't support you, or family or friends, everybody you see come in contact in the material world is selfish. And they want to just satisfy their senses. But if we, the supreme, that if we surrender to Krishna, naturally Krishna will protect. And that he will protect me and provide me whatever is necessary. And uh, and then you should be very, very humble. Atmanekshepa Karpanya. Karpanya means not conjuice or karpanta, but Karpanya means very simple hearted. Simple hearted and not feeling, not no ahankar. So all these things together that we should be able to uh, take this to our heart. Anyway, I will end here. It is already almost time. For 1 hour and 7 minutes are left. So if there is any questions or comments on what we talked about, Manu, Swambhu Manu, and Satrupa, and so we can
Thank you
discuss.
so much, Prabhuji, for this very, very wonderful session and how you brought the point of practical points like all the things are because of material attachments and material desires. That is the cause of all the disturbance and entanglement. Thank you, Prabhuji, for this beautiful.
Thank you for summarizing that in very, very short one sentence, that it is all the problems are there because of our entanglement with so many desires, and we want to fulfill our senses by coming in contact with the sense objects, which never satisfies us. If you could understand that we are not the body, satisfying the body would not satisfy us, means to the soul. Okay, so anyone else has any comments?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Devotees, if you have any questions or comments, you can come now. You can speak now.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Pranam Shishpad. Very nice class, Maharaj.
Hare
Thank
Krishna,
you.
Radha. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Problem is we have no confidence in Krishna that will protect me, that will save me. And if we know that we have another life, so even if we have to die, but we should remain with our principles And then only we can stick to Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, Maya is so strong that it will pull us away from our sadhana, just like these demons were pulling either Devar or many. There are many, many demons in our heart and outside that will pull us in the form of friendship, society, country, children, relatives. They could pull us away from our Krishna consciousness. There is very few people who would be uh, able to help you in your or guide you in your Krishna consciousness. And they are our true friends and to whom we should associate. You should do other things, service as the duty. Krishna has provided you some family or children or a wife, then that is Krishna's arrangement. In somewhere it is said that even like a wife and husband, there is so much divorce in this age of this Kali Yuga, just little things. But if say a wife is a Krishna conscious, husband is not, or he may be a meat eater and he wants wife to cook the meat, then it is the duty that yes, that is what Krishna has arranged. So she should be able to, she should try to teach him. But if he does not accept, so rather that you cook meat for even him, means I read somewhere this thing, rather than being separated. Same thing like Pishima and her husband. Pishima is Prabhupada's uh, sister, but also disciple, God sister, also real sister and God sister. She was also disciple of uh, Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada. But she could meet for fish for her husband, and she would eat and in a different pot, cook on a different pot, offer to Krishna. So to remain together, but Krishna will protect you. But we should also have duties in the material world. So one may ask what I should do. Not whatever the duties are there, duty that is dharma, one should try to go with the uh, Manu Samhita, like Manu, Swambhu Manu wrote only this Manu Samhita, all the rules and regulation for the human being are there. It is given in this Mano word that came, Manu, from this uh, Manu, Swambhu Manu. And there are different Manus were there that you will be reading about few Manus in the same chapter. So thank you so much for
Thank you, Prabhu, for that very wonderful answer and comment. I request Shamaguri Mataji, you can please ask your question or comment.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for the wonderful class, and very nicely you explained how Srila Prabhupada was having his Bhagavatam ready, before coming to US. He spent so much time for writing Srimad Bhagavatam, and he was preparing for his Krishna consciousness moment at the beginning of his, from his childhood. He was preparing for that, like that you said, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class. And when you come, you always tell the, memories about Srila Prabhupada. That is so nice, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. We are very, very grateful to you, Prabhuji, for your classes.
Okay. Thank you, Shamadwari Mataji. Thank you for giving me opportunity to speak. I came only yesterday, only last night, but then you gave me this opportunity. That was nice that I could meditate on read Srimad Bhagavatam, some verses. Hare Krishna.
And thank you so much, Maharaj, for showering your mercy upon my parents. They are very grateful to you. My mother was telling, please convey my message to Guru Maharaj that she is very grateful that uh, they both can go in Krishna consciousness very nicely.
They are your parents were such a wonderful devotee. So that also helps me also to have wonderful disciples and they are very Krishna conscious. And thank you for giving me that opportunity as a service to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji, for that heartfelt comment and vision. Thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, there is one more hand raise. Balaram Prasad Prabhu, you can ask your question.
Yes, Mataji, thank you. Hare Krishna Maharaj, I had, you talked about the faith in Krishna. Sometimes, maybe it's my experience or even others' experience also. We know that Krishna is doing everything for us. Krishna's hand is there in everything, what we do. But sometimes it's shaky, you know.
Mhm.
And then we'll try to find other ways of, okay, what if this nothing happens, and what should I do? We may know that yes, Krishna is giving this test for us, or Krishna is making this test. We may not understand that at this particular time, but it might feature, oh yeah, you know what, whatever happened is for good. But at this point of time, if any circumstances arise, still will it kind of a faith is shaky. Oh, do you think it, or do I need to ask Krishna? Do I need to have, he has done so much for us. Do I need to go back and ask again? Or what do I do? These kind of questions arise sometimes. So if you can throw some light.
Okay. So one thing, if you are in great difficulty, you could certainly pray to the Supreme Lord, and He will guide us. Uh, Another thing that utsahat nishayat dhairyat, we should have patience. That yes, what, but not that we are trying to fulfill our material desires. And when there is some disturbance, we become disturbed. But we should understand that these material desires will not give me happiness. Everybody is looking for happiness in the material world. Anando Maya Bhyasa. But that real Ananda is at the lotus feet of Krishna and not in the material world. You see any examples that were trying to fulfill their material, like Hiranyakashipu or Ravan or Kumbhakarna or whoever are there, Kansa, and wanted to fulfill their material. That are highest examples that we are in Srimad Bhagavatam. It is there, but we should understand that they were never happy. Their whole the family was destroyed. But happiness is of the soul. So if the soul is happy, we are happy. We are like just as that where there is so much grass, but you think that unless I work very, very hard until the frost comes, I cannot be happy. And that is already in the destiny. If you have done something good, it will happen that you will be able to enjoy. But that is the destiny, and all this is all our material. Uh, but real destiny is that we engage in devotional service. We come in contact with a devotee. We chant the holy name. That is the real happiness, because we have to see the end result. We waste so much time in studying and going or becoming engineer, doctor, accountant, so much, and earning more and more money. But is anybody become happy with that? Are not they miserable? Are not they after death? They have to take. So we have to see beyond, like not short term, shreyas and prayers. So we should see the long term benefits. Immediate benefits are there, enjoy the senses. That is prayers. But ultimate and human life is given to become free from this material entanglement, getting to the our real business of serving Krishna. That knowledge comes from the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita. So that's what we should study more and more. And then those things will become firm, that my problems will go away. Yes, there are real problems in the material world, and you can approach to Krishna. And if he thinks that it is good for me, then he will provide you that. And if it is not good, then he would not. But demigods may fulfill their desires. That's why people run to demigods, are fulfilling their short-term desires. But that is not giving us real happiness to the soul, and that will degrade us. Whoever surrendered in that way, or worships to, like Hiranyakashipu, worship uh, worship Brahmaji, or this Panasur, and they all worship Lord Shiva, but they are around also worship Lord Shiva, but that caused their end of that. But Lord Shiva, you associate, he is the greatest Vaishnava, and take his meditation on the Supreme Lord, how he serves the Supreme Lord, how he gave instruction to Rachetas and liberated them. So one immediate gratification that keeps us into the material world. And even if it is those things that we have desires not satisfied, we should control that this won't help me to fulfill these material desires. But Krishna, he fulfills your material and spiritual desire both. Kama sar kamava moksha kam udaradhi tivrena bhakti yogi yaje purusha param. And we should go to the Param Purush, Krishna, not to some another Babajis or some other people who are doing some gymnastics or magics. Promise you that you will be free, you will be enjoying. We would not be able to enjoy. There are many things that keeps you away from your Krishna consciousness. So your question is very genuine, very nice. What you are saying, that sometimes we are disturbed and our mind go, but we should trust and have full faith in the words of Sadhu, Guru, Shastra, Krishna. We should have that. And that is what is surrendering process. That is Sharanagati, is to have full faith that Krishna will protect me. Krishna will help me. Krishna will keep. He is providing to everybody from an insect to a, like we have become, we were human being or we saw like there was an ant running with a piece of sugar. That was his, one leg was broken. And then by seeing him, that he was even Brahma for 9 times already. And now he's an ant and trying to enjoy the sugar, little piece of sugar. So we miss our opportunity. So now you have human life, Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Now you are a human being. So let us not miss again this opportunity. I don't know whether it serves your purpose. Or
Yes, Prabhu, definitely. End of the day, one should realize that Krishna is the controller.
Right.
No matter what, we go here and there. Whether sometimes, as you said, the mind might tend to go towards the something else, but
Right.
one should realize that Krishna is the controller, right? So, and many situations in our lives we have seen, but ultimately, that developing the faith was like $1 million question. In spite of we are chanting the Srimad Bhagavatam and we are understanding so many stories of whatever happened in the history of Srimad Bhagavatam, of how people take shelter of Supreme Lord, that actually gives us and reminds us that I think as a human being, we all require reminders. That's the only thing. We may know, but we may require reminders every day. That's the part of it.
That's why Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Sevaya. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you very much for your time. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. A wonderful question. Anyone else?
Thank you, Prabhuji, for this question, and thank you, Samik, Rishi, for that wonderful answer. I don't see any question or comment or hand raised, Prabhuji. So if you're okay, we will end the call here, Prabhuji.
Okay. Thank you.
Let's give obeisances to Prabhuji and all the Vaishnavas. Vancha
Vancha
kalpatarubhyascha
kalpatarubhesha kripa sindhu
kripa
patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo
Ananta Koti
Ananta Koti
Vaishnava
Vancha
Vrinda
kalpatarupesha
Ki
kripa
Jai,
sindhupeva cha
Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai
patitanam
Sham Rishi
pavanebhyo
Prabhuji ki
vaishnavebhyo
Jai.
namo namaha.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Thank
Jai.
you.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Dhanyavad
Hare
Jai.
Krishna.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Nanda, Nanda.
Jai.